kid, guys, slightly different here. I know I said I would do a buffet, but I have been super busy. Very little time. So it's been very hard for me to navigate to the buffet, but I thought I'd give you guys part one. Let me give you part two of the pre-match. Again, meal, hummus, drink. The super M. Get that mouth. Yeah. There you go. Look at that. Essential. Malt, super malt, guys. Thank you very much for those crates. Thank you for those flipping crates. This is going to be my match meal. Yes, there's going to be a live. There's going to be a live show. Okay. So we're going to go live. Fuck up. So meet me there. Live. We're doing it live. Watch along. It's a big game. I'm sorry. It's a big game. It's a big game. This could be a monumental part of the season. Oops. Liverpool have to win this game. Chelsea don't. Chelsea need to win this game. Liverpool have to win this game. Because for Chelsea, Manchester United and Arsenal, these guys, they cannot be trusted. These guys literally go up and down all the time. So United could win one time, lose another time. Lose one time, win another time. Win, lose. You can never really trust these guys. Same thing with Arsenal as well. And Tottenham are thereabouts. And also with Harry Kane injured. So for Chelsea, even if they lose this game, they can still get top four. Liverpool, with how consistent and laser focused Man City are right now, know that they cannot afford to let it slip. No pun intended. So, how we look at it right now? Because there are so many different things that go into this game. Because for Liverpool, the formation and the lineup pretty much picks itself, and I think people can assume what's going to happen for the lineup. Most likely, you're going to have a Fabinho, Henderson, Keita midfield. I was really surprised if Klopp doesn't go with the same lineup that he went with against FC Porto. The team played very well, played at home, looked really good, and I think that's the kind of performance that Klopp wants in this game at home, because I think he wants them to pretty much blitz Chelsea. So I'll be very surprised if he doesn't go with the same lineup. Henderson played really well, very well. Bring him in again. The Chelsea lineup is one where, okay, that's slightly complex, because that's where, okay, you don't know what lineup is going to go with. But I think with where Liverpool are concerned, it's pretty simple of how they can win this game. Chelsea, it's a lot harder, especially being the away team. But for Liverpool, they know that if you stop Zad, you stop Chelsea. For Chelsea, if you stop Salah, Mane can say what's up. If you stop Mane, Firmino can say what's up. If you stop Firmino, Keita can say what's up. The wing-backs can say what's up. Liverpool can hit you in so many different ways. They're not a one-man team. They're not reliant on one guy. Chelsea are 100% reliant on one man. They are pretty much a one-man army. Similar, not the same, but similar to what Messi is doing with Barcelona. Because as people have said, you stop Messi, you pretty much stop Barcelona. But the Us says something. The Cannibal says something. But for Chelsea, see, for me, I say N'Golo Kante is Chelsea's most important player. Zad is Chelsea's best player. N'Golo Kante is Chelsea's most important player. But being the most important doesn't really equate to what Zad brings with regards to goal scoring and either the creation of goals or the scoring of goals. What Kante is just, he's the foundation for the guy that, okay, let's not try and win the game. Once you have the foundation, that's what Zad does. So for Liverpool, it's as simple as that. You stop Zad, double team, win the one-on-ones, make it difficult for him, Study his dribbles. Don't go in for the challenge. Time your tackles in well. Make sure he plays with his back to goal. These very simple ABC rudimentary things of stopping star players, being physical, tackles from behind, tackles that he doesn't see. This is the way that they stop that. So I think if Liverpool can do that, which most likely they can, because if you've got Henderson and Fabinho with Van Dijk as well, it's going to be very hard, which is why I'll get to how Chelsea have got to navigate that. And Liverpool know that, look, man, the wing-backs are going to be key. Robertson back. If they just really play with those swashbuckling wing-backs, they use them well, they truly overwhelm Chelsea. And that's the key thing. Those first 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes are going to be crucial. Because Liverpool could get Chelsea out the paint very early. They would get them out the paint very, very early indeed. So, homeboys have got to be very careful indeed. So I think I'll get back to Liverpool. With regards to Chelsea, again, this is where I thought Ford is my guy, my Nigerian brother, but we strongly disagreed in the lineup that he went for. Because the lineup that he had was pretty much cool until they said Zad at false nine, which is insane. That is insane. Against a top defensive side, you cannot roll with a false nine. I think that it's pretty much the same team that rolled up against West Ham. Pretty much that team, except you have to have Giroud as the striker. So that front three is Zad on the left, Hudson-Odoi on the right, and Giroud as the pointsman, because you have to have a presence in defense. Because when you're going up against a very tough defense and so forth, you have to occupy that space. Zad can't occupy that space because he doesn't have the height or the experience of playing in that position. Giroud, that is his natural position, so he knows and understands how to occupy that space, how to keep the defender that is tasked to be on him occupied. And by occupying that space, it frees up the other players to try and occupy other spaces that are left by Giroud taking up that space inside the 18-yard area. Because again, you have to be wary of him. And as I said, this is about options. All right, can we go through the center? Can we get a through ball in there? Can we do a cutback? All right, let's get to the ball and put a ball across. And that getting to the ball and putting the ball across is something that a Giroud can get onto, which is very key. So for Chelsea, it's very simple. It's about getting Zad in great positions and giving him space. And in order to do that, other players have to go to raise their level. Because again, it's about the key thing. I said, giving Zad the ball in dangerous spaces. So that means a Loftus-Cheek, a Kante have to commit players. They have to commit players. Emerson's got to commit players. By committing players, take players out of position, so giving the ball to Zad in space. As I said, what Liverpool wants is give Zad the ball in a cul-de-sac. Give it to him where he's crowded. Give it to him where he has to play with his back to the goal. Give it to him where there has very little space to maneuver. What Liverpool do not want is where Zad can look up, straight up, and there's just yards of space. That's what they don't want. What they don't want is a one-on-one situation where he has space and has time to think about what he wants to do. That is what they don't want. But that is what Chelsea wants. Create those isolated set situations in space for Zad to create. Because if Zad is given into space, it gives Giroud the best chance to capitalize. Hudson-Odoi the best chance to capitalize. Loftus-Cheek, they're running the best chance to capitalize. That is very key for what Chelsea have to do. I think back to Liverpool right now, I think the key thing, which is what we discussed as well, is this is a very important game. It's a very important game. And I think Salah, yes, you scored that G, but if it's a situation, 85th minute, 1-1, it's a 3-on-3. Now, I think this is a good point that Dahir made. Obviously, it depends if the pass is on. But Salah has to make the right decision. There is a right decision. You see, if you're Cristiano or Messi, take that shot all day long. If you miss it, it's cool. You've earned the right to take that shot 10 times out of 10. If you pass, oh cool, you pass, well, great. If you don't pass, fine. You've earned the right to take that shot 10 times out of 10 based on your ridiculous consistency of scoring. Salah has not earned that right. Doing it for one season has not earned the right that Cristiano and Messi have earned for a decade of G'ing up. So for Salah, if you're in a position where the pass is on, you have to make that pass. You have to make the pass because those. By the way, that Chelsea are not a full-on defensive team, and I don't think that they'll be fully defensive. So Liverpool will have space, and there will be those situations where it is a 3-on-3, it is a 3-on-2, and Salah being given the ball, because I think most times guys will look to give him the ball. Salah has to look up and say, sometimes the right decision is to shoot because the pass won't spin. But if the pass is on, he's got to make that pass to either Mane or Firmino. But I think with Liverpool, the wing backs are going to be very important. They're going to be very important indeed because that is where Liverpool are far superior to Chelsea. See, the wing backs for Liverpool can really go right up in there because Azpilicueta can't run. And Emerson is decent, but he's decent at best. He's not the greatest wing back. He is decent at best. So, So really the onus for Liverpool to really attack is going to be key. So, those first 5-10 minutes, it's going to be very tough. I know for a fact that Chelsea won't see much of the ball for the first 5, 6, 7 minutes. If Liverpool take an early lead, I think it'll be very hard for Chelsea to come back. I think if Chelsea can ride off the overwhelming pressure for those first 5, 6 minutes, then they can now build onto something and just try to keep the ball, get possession of the ball, and just try and take the sting away from the game and just try to slow the game down. But look, this feels like an important game. It does feel like an important game. And I think whatever happens, Liverpool have to win the game. Chelsea do. Because for Chelsea, let's be real, it's more complicated. Because yes, they want to win, but Chelsea know that Europa League is a priority, and that Europa League may be a great opportunity to get into the Champions League, which is what their aim is. Liverpool are already in the Champions League next season, so that's already a set. But for Liverpool, it's about winning. This is Premier League, so they have to win. They cannot afford to slip. They have to win. They have to win. They have to win. So, the whole Anfield thing is a strong thing that favours Liverpool in this game. It's a very strong thing that favours Liverpool in this. So, me thinking about it is, I'll be real with you. My prediction depends completely on the Man City game because I didn't want to bring it up, but it does. My prediction 1000% is tied into what happens in the Man City game, and I truly believe this wholeheartedly. If City beats Crystal Palace, I see Liverpool winning this game 2-1. I see this being a close game, a tough game, but I just feel like if Liverpool will just obviously be 1-1, I just think Liverpool just having that last edge and making it really count for them in the critical moments to get the winning goal and win 2-1. So I think Liverpool win the game 2-1 if City beats Crystal Palace. Now, if City either draw or lose to Crystal Palace, I see this being 1-1. And I see Liverpool scoring first, and I just see a Zad dagger. I see that narrative of if City drop points, I see Liverpool scoring first. 84th, 85th minutes, a Zad dagger. 1-1. And Liverpool, yet again, fail to react, fail to capitalize, and draw yet another game when City drop points. So for me, I just think the result, 1000%, depends purely on what City do. Because I feel the pressure will get to Liverpool yet again if they know that City drop points and they have the chance to really now take the lead. But if City do win, Liverpool, without pressure, more calm, let's just do what we have to do at Anfield. I think that confidence will ooze through, and I think Liverpool's record at Anfield and their quality and them knowing what their lineup is and their chemistry will be too much. And I think another key factor which we'll discuss is Naby Keita. Again, if Naby Keita now plays that's 3 games in a row. I think will be the first time he's played 3 games in a row. I think that's going to be very huge. And what I'm worried about is the Naby Keita versus Jorginho. Jorginho can't run. Okay, so Kante will have to do a lot of legwork because Kante has to help Jorginho defensively. Kante also has to bring the ball up and try to combine and connect with the attack as well. Kante, like guys, let's just be real. The amount of work that Kante, he's the best all-round player in the world. I don't care what anyone says. He's the best all-round player in the world. That is not up for debate. Because this guy's defensive work, interceptions, tackling, keeping the ball, passing, connecting, shooting, work in the final third, through balls, connecting. Look, he does everything. He does everything in the last third, everything in the back third. No other player does it like Kante to the same quality and degree that Homeboy does it. He's real. This guy's real. So, there it is, guys. Liverpool win 2-1 if City win. It is 1-1 with a zap and dagger if City drop points. Whatever the case may be, join me for the live watch along on the Football Hot channel, and you can watch it with me live. We can chat, eat, and drink. Let's just see how it all goes down. Thanks for watching the video. Now think about becoming a Football Hot patron by pledging an amount each month, and then gain access to exclusive content only on the Football Hot Patreon page. Peace. Head over to the official site at halffootballhot.com or just click over here.